Naam, karibu tena. Tunashukuru kwa support ambayo mmezidi kutupea kwa kulike, kusubscribe, kukomenti na hata pia kushare video zetu. Tulisema tutazidi kukita kambi hapa ili tukaweze kukupasha ni kipi kinajiri katika yale mahakama ya upeo pale ambapo kesi ya kupinga uchaguzi wa mwaka 2022 iliweza kuwasilishwa. Na hivi sasa kinachogonga vichwa vya habari ni kwamba ule jaji mkuu ama tunamwita Koome ameweza kutoa some 9 issues that the court will base on while giving its verdict. Alisema ya kwamba the court having considered the printings that were filed, the submissions and all the documents that were filed to the Supreme Court, we have established 9 issues that we will be deliberating upon. And the first issue, as I read to you, sitaki kuongeza maneno yangu, ni kwamba the court will try to establish whether the technology deployed by IEBC for the conduct of the 2022 general elections met the standards of integrity, verifiability, security and transparency to guarantee the accurate and verifiable results. The second issue in this case will be to establish whether there was interference in the uploading and transmission of the Form 34S from the polling stations to the IEBC public portal. And the third issue here that the court will be deliberating upon at the Supreme Court is to establish whether there was a difference between the Form 34S given to the presidential agents and those uploaded on the IEBC public portal, as well as those Form 34S that were submitted at the Bomas of Kenya for the final tally. The fourth issue that the judge or Mother Koome said that they will deliberate upon so as to enable them give the verdict to this case is to establish whether the postponing of elections in some areas, for example, we saw Kakamega County, Mombasa County, Kacheliba constituency and some other areas, resulted into what we call voter suppression. The fifth issue mentioned by Mother Koome, who is the president of the Supreme Court, was that to establish whether there was unexplainable discrepancies between the votes cast for the presidential candidates and those cast for the other candidates. Itakumbukwa kwamba hivi majuzi tuliweza kuona ya kwamba mgombeaji fulani wa kiti cha urais ameweza kupata kura mingi sana hata kuliko zile kura ambazo the governor ama that other aspirant ameweza kupata, meaning kulikuwa na some discrepancies in the number of total cast votes to the presidential candidate and those cast to the other candidates. The sixth issue in this case will be to establish whether the IEBC carried out the verification and the tallying of the results in accordance to the Constitution, and that is sections 138 3C and the sections 138 section 10 of the Constitution of Kenya. The other issue mentioned by Mother Koome was that the court will try to establish whether the declared presidential candidate, that is William Arap Samoei Ruto, garnered or was able to score a threshold that would enable him to be the president, and this we are talking about the 50% plus 1 threshold. The second last issue that will be looked upon in this case will be to establish whether there were illegalities and irregularities of such magnitude that affect the final results of the presidential elections. Kama kulikuwa na ile issue tunaita ambazo zimegeuka sheria za kufanya ama kuendesha kura za urais. Na mwisho amesema kwamba what leaves and orders can this court grant or issue. Hii itakuwa ni the final verdict which will be based on the above 8 issues, and this one will be the last issue that the court will give. In short, kama haya ambayo ametaja huku juu yatakuwa kinyume na matarajio ama kinyume na sheria, tutarajia kwamba uchaguzi mkuu wa Agosti 9, 2022 utaweza kutupiliwa mbali. Na ikiwa haya yote yaliyotajwa hapa juu yataweza kukua ama kukua kulingana na sheria, basi tumtarajie William Ruto kama rais wa taifa la Kenya. Sina neno, na waachieni Martha Koome na wenzake katika mahakama ya upeo. Tunashukuru kwa kutupa support, liking, subscribing and also commenting on our YouTube channel.
So the other issue that we are going to deal with this morning, upon consolidation of the matter, is to settle the issues for determination. The court, having considered the printings that were filed, the submissions, and all the documents that were filed, we have framed 9 issues that have been shared with you by now, I believe, but I'll read them out. The first issue is whether the technology deployed by IEBC for the conduct of the 2022 general elections met the standards of integrity, verifiability, security, and transparency to guarantee accurate and verifiable results. Issue number 2, whether there was interference with the uploading and transmission of Forms 34A from the polling stations to the IEBC public portal. Issue number 3, whether there was a difference between Forms 34As uploaded on the IEBC public portal and Forms 34As received at the National Tallying Center and Forms 34As issued to the agents at the polling stations. Issue number 4, whether the postponement of gubernatorial elections in Kakamega and Mombasa counties, parliamentary elections in Kitui Rural, Kacheriba, Rongai, and Pokot South constituencies, and electoral wards in Nyaki West in North Imenti constituency and Kwanjenga in Embakasi South constituency resulted in voter suppression to the detriment of the petitioners in petition number E005 of 2022. Number 5, whether there were unexplained discrepancies between the votes cast for presidential candidates and other elective positions. Issue number 6, whether the IEBC carried out the verification, tallying, and declaration of results in accordance with the provisions of Article 138(3)(c) and 138(10) of the Constitution. Issue number 7, whether the declared president-elect attained 50% plus 1 vote of the votes cast in accordance with Article 138(4) of the Constitution. And number 8, whether there were irregularities and illegalities of such magnitude as to affect the final result of the presidential election. And finally, what reliefs and orders can this court grant or issue? Those were the issues that the court has come up with.